Please don't spoil the movie.
by adding your own soundtrack. And we And we have started.
Oh.
Yeah, I just pressed record. I was like, let's might as well just get the ball rolling. You have a name. We don't have to do a name today. You seem like you've been going through it.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Jordan, though.
Hi, my name is Jade.
And this is Please Don't Spoil the Movie.
The movie.
Yeah, I was like, is she going to say it? A podcast brought to you by sisters who love each other. Yeah.
Upon occasion.
Indeed. What you been up to, shawty?
Girl, today, on top of like just life in general being stressful, today I got a text message out of the blue from my best friend, Sierra, telling me that I failed to wish our other best friend, Carmen, a happy birthday.
By how far?
Her birthday, so Carmen was born on a leap year.
Oh, yeah.
So her actual birthday is February 29th. And in the midst of work and life, you losing your job, our elderly grandmother moving into the home with us, I completely forgot to tell that girl happy birthday. And Sierra texted me.
Social media. Yeah.
And I'm not on social media right now.
That should be your number one.
Yeah, I'm not on social media right now. So I completely forgot. And when Sierra texted me that, she was like, did you call Carmen for her birthday? And I was like, like I started spiraling instantly. Like I instantly went on Google and searched flights from, because she lives in Houston, I searched flights from like here to Houston. Because I was like, I have to suppress her. I was like, I have to do something. I called her mom and I was like, I need her address immediately. And her mom was like, wait, what's wrong? Like, what happened? I was like, I forgot her fucking birthday. I fucking suck. And she was like, oh, like, don't worry. I was like, no. This is a huge mistake that I've made.
Did you forget her have you talked to her since? I guess not.
I haven't talked to her since. Like, I didn't talk to her before her birthday, and I haven't talked to her since. Mm-hmm. So, I think, I texted mom today, I was like, look, I think I might have to drive to Houston, because I forgot Carmen's birthday.
No, huh? Have you talked
because she would have never forgotten my birthday, so I'm just like, this is like 20 years in the making. How the fuck did I forget her birthday?
And what would Sierra be like? You've been warned.
Sierra was just like, just send her some flowers and like call it a day. Mm-hmm. Like she wasn't really like tripping about it, which she probably wasn't tripping about it, but I know she feels some type of way about it. Right. Like she has, like I know she does. So have you texted her since you've discovered this? No, because I was gonna pop up on her. That's why I called her mom. I was like, I need to know what she's doing this weekend if she's going to be in Houston, because if not, there's a high possibility that I will pop up on her. Surprise! With like flowers and a card and please forgive me.
You can fly a little Spirit, pack a bag, get
on the flight. Tried to see, no, but and that would piss me off because I'm like, why is it $300 to fly to Houston? Like a flight this weekend was like $300. A train was $70, but that would take me 9 hours to get there, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm willing to do
maybe
that.
a megabus. Don't do Greyhound. Maybe a megabus.
Oh, maybe the megabus.
Don't do Greyhound. Do not do Greyhound. Do not do Greyhound.
I feel like megabus is better than Greyhound.
Yes.
I mean, Greyhound is better than megabus.
No.
Have you done Greyhound before?
Yes.
What was your experience like?
It felt like It felt like, I hate to sound like classist, but it just felt like a world that I've never entered. Like I was on the
Who are these people?
I was on the bus with people like, no, they have to take the bus. Like this is this is it. No, it was scary. And it was so funny. Like,
where were you going?
To Houston.
Oh, okay.
And it was funny because right when I got on the bus, I found this other white girl who's like my same age, and we were both like, what did we get ourselves into? And she was like, hey, and I was like, hey, and like we got on the bus and we didn't say anything, but we were like, we're in this together, right? And we were walking, but we couldn't find any spots together, and there was a spot all the way in the back, like in the very back, and she was by these boys, and I was like, I looked at her, I was like, oh no, like she got the worst of it. I said, but some rude lady. up at the front. But she was like, we were like, I guess this is where we part.
Aww. It was guys.
Bad. Yeah. It just was.
I guess this is where we part.
It was different. It was like, people say like Spirit is the Greyhound of the sky. Have you heard that?
No.
Okay. Well, people say that. Like, Spirit is the Greyhound of the sky. I will say that it doesn't even touch it.
Well, how long of a drive was it? Do you remember?
It might have been like 8 hours.
Yeah,
I don't know, because they stop.
Take the train.
Yeah, they stop or something. So it might have been whatever it takes to get to Houston from New Orleans, with 5 hours.
Right, yeah.
So maybe like 2 more hours. Yeah, so like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Because they have to stop.
Drive.
And then it's just weird because they'd be like, okay, we're going to make a stop. Make sure you get back on the bus because they'll leave you. I don't know. It's just weird.
Wow. Dang, it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm cut out for the bus life.
Yeah. But maybe the megabus. The megabus I've heard good things about.
But it's like, if you can't get me there in 6 hours, like, I'd rather just, like, do my own thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not willing to be on a bus with the derelicts of the world.
Yeah.
For 8 hours. Like, I can do that for like 2-3 hours. Yeah. But it's like, what am I gaining here?
Yeah.
By being on this bus. You're not getting me here faster. I don't feel safer on this bus. Because there's all kinds of strange people here.
Yeah.
The pigeon lady sitting right next to me.
No, like, that's what it feels like. That's exactly what it feels like.
So, yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah, I hope you figure it out. Tomorrow's Thursday.
I know. That's why I almost was like, can we record tomorrow? But I was like, no, I have to record tonight because I might be going to Houston on Friday. So. Right.
Also, I've heard that sometimes people, I don't know where they do it. I heard that some people do like, I don't know, they sign up for a flight, but they go to the airport at a certain time and they don't know what time they're leaving. And they just have to like sit around until the flight.
Oh.
Heard about that, but I don't know what app does that.
Yeah, where that would even exist at.
Yeah. I think it's like a when you like buy a flight from like a random website. They're
right.
Like, you could be on this flight. It's going to be $100, but you don't know when you're leaving.
So actually, now that you say that,
you've heard of this.
Yeah, because I have a, through ADP, which is like the system that we have at work, they give us like, it feels like they're senior citizen discounts. But they give us like discounts for different things. And I've looked, there's like flight discounts and it'll literally, if you put in a flight, it'll say, you will leave between this time and this time, but it won't tell me
what flight you're on.
When.
Yeah, something like that.
And it's like, you'll be on one of these 3 airlines.
Yes. And they just be like, you got to bring a carry. I think the only thing is you got to bring a carry-on because you don't know where your bag is going. And it just be like, just wait at the airport.
Oh, yeah. So I might do that. We'll see.
Yeah. But maybe.
Well, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Not much on the job hunt. Hate it.
Mom told me you had 2 job interviews.
Yeah, one yesterday. It was with the state. None of these are my dream job.
Not the government again.
The state government, different from the federal government.
I don't know. You never know.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm going to go to the state, and then it's not Bobby Jindal. I forgot what our governor's name is. Start Bobby
Landry,
Jindal. Oh, yeah, Landry. Yeah. He going to go around and try to copy Trump.
Right. Copy his blue book from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. And I saw a video today of Trump buying a Tesla, like on the news. He
right. I saw that he was doing like basically like free promotion for that fucking weirdos Teslas.
So, it was like, you can't do. It's just like they're.
I'm like, how are you allowed to do this?
There's no rule against that, but why would you do that? Like, there's just like an unspoken rule. Why would you?
There's this episode on The Office where Michael does something. And Toby's like, well, there's no rule against, like, I think it was when the episode where he asked everyone in the office to write down a name and a number for an eligible woman for him to date. And I think Toby goes, like, there's no rule against, forcing your coworkers to find, you a suitable match to date, but he's like, how do you even write a rule book for that?
Yeah.
Like why would anybody write that down as like, you can't do that because who would fucking think to do that?
Who would think to do that?
Who the fuck would think, oh yeah, let me do free promotion for the whatever the fuck he is. What even is he, the head of government efficiency?
Yes. And
let me do some free promotion for the government of the head of government efficiency because he helped me rig this election.
Immigrant. That's who the fuck he is.
Right.
They hate immigrants so much, but you don't hate this one?
They tell us to go back to Africa. Elon, bring your ass back to Africa.
Go get sunburnt in South Africa and get the fuck out my face.
Go
to a country you weren't made for, that you claimed.
Get out of here. You're not from here. Cancer. Go back to your country.
Craziness.
What about the other job?
So I had an interview. So I had one yesterday. It was okay. I just hate the way states do their interviews. They just like have a list of questions. There's like 4 people. 2 of them that don't want to be there. One of them's the only one that asks the questions. And it's just weird. I went to one today that I was overqualified for, but I love the people. I was like, how much are you offering? Because I'll just come over here and sit in your office.
Really? Oh, that's good.
But I was overqualified. And
what was the job?
It was accounting technician, which is like entry-level accounting. You don't really need an accounting degree to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
For what? Like, what was the...
It was another state job, but it was for the real estate commission, but like getting people's payments and shit like that.
Oh. But, well, do they have anything else in that?
They don't. It's a very small company. I was like, I ain't got nothing else over here.
Right.
I like y'all. It was like a 10-minute interview. I walked in. I was like, oh, look, happy people.
Ew, it was only 2
in people.
Person?
Yes. All these jobs in person. Right. And I can't, and I remember that I don't want a state job. I do remember that. But state jobs are the only people who email me back.
I remember that. I remember that being a thing.
Yeah. I remember my first state job interview. I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not coming over here. But those are the only people that email me back. I mean, like, interview me.
Right.
But I hate them. I'm just like, can y'all have some personality? Because I leave this interview not wanting to work with y'all. I was like, oh yeah, this is why I didn't want to come over here. Because
so the state people were bad, but the federal government.
I didn't have to interview with them.
Oh right.
Well, I just wanted the.
You never did an interview for that.
I got a tentative job offer and a final job offer, and I was on my way. And I just liked how eventually you could work from home and have, you could move around once you got in. If you didn't like it, it's easier to move around the federal government once you're in. It's hard to get in though.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Have you watched anything? Enough about life.
I haven't watched anything new, but for whatever reason, it was really on my heart to watch Transformers. Like, I was like, I've got to watch.
You're dead ass right now?
Yeah.
Which one? All of them?
I only watched the first 2. I don't know if I want to watch the next one because that's when they fire Megan Fox. And I'm not really here for that.
I refuse to like movies like that. They just...
Yeah, I was just like, why would
you... The lead character. That's a woman.
Exactly. She's actually not replaceable, so I will not be watching this.
Exactly. She's not replaceable. And the person they replaced her with was some... It was just a pretty girl.
Yeah, they're just like, Megan Fox was hot, so we're going to replace her with another hot chick.
She had no character. She was just a blonde model type, and that really pissed me off. Honestly, I would have preferred him to just have, like, maybe, hey, we broke up. I might be trying to get a new love interest, or no one at all. Yeah, just to have no one replace her, like, no love interest at all. That would have been not fine, but acceptable. She died in a car accident. Let's just leave it at that. I'm sad.
Yeah, one of the Autobots, or whatever them evil motherfuckers called, got to her. No, Decepticons.
Decepticons got to her, exactly.
Have you ever seen the movie?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, you have?
And the only one I haven't seen is the Mark Wahlberg one, but I've seen enough of it.
Oh. God, I thought I was going to sit here and tell you about the whole damn movie. Well, I'll still give you my thoughts.
Okay.
I thought the first one was excellent. I was like, oh, this is so good.
I'm sorry. You really never seen them before? I'm confused.
No, I've never watched it. I've never watched it.
I feel like there was a point in time that, before Marvels, there was just like, these were the big blockbuster action movies. So that was the only ones you had to watch. That's the only ones you could watch. So, yeah.
I just never watched it.
Yeah.
Now, but watching it, I was like, yeah, these are the type of like action, like superhero blockbuster movies I want to see. I'm tired of this Marvel crap. Yes, I was like, I really enjoy this.
I don't want to watch
second
8
one,
movies
however,
to understand this movie.
Exactly. The second one, however, was god awful.
I can't. That's the one he's in college. I don't know.
Garbage. Yes, it was terrible. I looked up what it had on Rotten Tomatoes and it had a 19%, and I was like, honestly, it should be fucking lower.
19?
I was like, this sucks. Yes.
It was that bad?
Oh my god, I was all over the place. I was like, what is happening in this fucking movie?
That's where like the electronics come alive or something like that.
Well, they kind of come alive.
I know, but what was it like a?
So in the second one, and first of all, I'm like, why are we recycling the same villain? We gotta come up with new villains. Yeah. I was like, is every movie we always going to be fighting Megatron?
Right.
We fighting him every movie? That's getting old. So the first movie, they defeat Megatron or whatever. They put him at the bottom of the ocean. The second movie, you know, I'm thinking, okay, Megatron's gonna come back.
Yeah.
But it was too much. There's too much going on. They bring back Megatron. Okay. Then apparently Megatron got a boss. I was like, no, Megatron should have a boss. Megatron should be the top of the top of the top. He should be the most evilest. Why is there someone more evil than Megatron? So we're introduced to this guy who Megatron's like obsessed with. I'm like, okay, here's this fucking guy.
Right.
So we're introduced to him. He wants to take over Earth or whatever. Okay, now we gotta take him out. But the way to take him out, something about Egypt and the 7 primes that are all related to Optimus Prime. Yes. And then I thought the whole, you know how like every movie there's like a relic thing that's important? Okay, in the first one, it was like, in the first Transformers, it was the cube, okay?
Yeah.
And they tried to destroy the cube, but there were still, you know, fragments of the cube that remained in the second one that were, you know, held in government security. So I'm thinking, okay, we're bringing back the cube. They had too many relics going on. Because at the beginning, they bring back the cube, okay, or shreds of the cube. Yeah. Then they introduce like a sphere, then like a machine, then something else. I'm like, why is there 10 different relics going on here and only one of them really matters? It was just too much. It was way too much. I don't like the military component of the movie. Like Tyrese and Fergie's ex-husband. I think they're too much. I think that's too much.
Did you not like? Were they in the first one too? You don't like them?
They're in the first one.
You don't like them in the first one?
I think they should have. What they should have did, they should have just sprinkled them in there, very, 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 very light in the first one. And gave them, I think they had more, they made more sense in the second one.
Yeah.
I think they had too much going on, too big of a role in the first one. I was like, we don't really need them right now.
And I can't remember what the third one's about.
Yeah. Girl, something about the moon. I looked it up. It was something about the moon.
Together.
And I'm like, I ain't watching it.
And then and I hate when they do that, because Mark Wahlberg's is the same but different. I don't know. I don't think it picks up. I just think this is his own...
Right, I love Marky Mark, so I probably will watch his, and I do want to see the new one with
the animation,
the hot ugly guy.
Wait,
you know the one who's like hot but he's ugly at the same time. He's like,
that's my favorite kind of white guy. I don't know which one you're talking about.
He's not white. Anthony.
Not Anthony Mackie. No,
not Anthony Mackie.
Transformers movies. Sorry, and you know there's an animation one too. Have you seen that one?
I'm not watching that shit. Animated?
Okay, so there's Transformers, The Revenge of the Fallen, Transformer, The Dark of the Moon, Transformer, The Age of Extinction, which must be Mark Wahlberg's, and then Transformers. No, that's not even Mark Wahlberg's one.
Because I think Mark Wahlberg has 2.
He does have 2. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. So he has The Age of
Extinction. There's a lot of
Transformers. So maybe we're talking about Bumblebee?
No.
Who's a hot black? Okay, so I'm sorry, who are you talking about? Oh, there's a Rise of the Beast? There's more after this?
Yeah.
That one came out
like the other day.
I thought Mark Wahlberg's one movie. Yes. Oh, I found his name. Sorry, I was going to mention that too. I thought Mark Wahlberg. I feel like I say his name wrong.
You've been saying it wrong the whole time.
Wahlberg. You know what? The only way he knows how to address me is the N-word, so we'll let it slide.
Oh, Jesus.
He's probably pissed off that he couldn't slip that in this movie. But anyway, I thought his first one was his I thought that was the last Transformer movie. Besides the animation one. I didn't know they made all these. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this one came out the other day.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to have to watch all of them. It came out 2023.
Yeah, probably.
This one has a 51% around Tomatoes. Yeah, so you have to watch all of them. And you're going to have to watch the one without making
I know. I just don't want to watch
it sucks.
Shia LaBeouf not be with Megan Fox.
I know. It's crazy how crazy Shia LaBeouf went.
Ethan is so sad. When I was watching it, I was like, you just had such star power.
Right. And then he went to abusing FTA twigs and shooting dogs.
Yeah. Being a crazy person.
Crazy. And now
he's wrong with him?
Trying to turn his life over to Jesus. I was like, okay.
Oh, no. Now he's doing the whole Jesus thing.
Last time I saw him, they were like the pipeline from abuser to Jesus.
To Jesus, freak Christ lover?
Crazy.
It's crazy. That is a tight pipeline.
Well, I love that you're watching Transformers. What a random story to follow, but
I was like, I gotta watch it.
Yeah. Ask me about anything. Have you seen anything else before we move on to me?
No. What have you seen?
Okay, so I caught up on all my shows. I caught up on Yellow Jackets. So far, so good. They do keep on, because when they crashed the plane, I don't know if you know anymore. It was a plane crash.
Yeah.
They keep adding girls. I'm just like, these background characters, y'all just making these people up.
How are they adding girls after a plane
Jade.
crash? They're discovering them on the island?
No, they're just throwing them in there.
Oh,
like
they
these
just
girls
pop in?
They weren't on last season. They weren't on the first season, but now they're main characters on the third season. I'm just like, we just finding people.
Were they on a private jet? Why is the only members of this aircraft was all female soccer players?
It was a small. It wasn't like it was a hopper almost.
They were playing soccer or something, right?
Yeah, they were on a soccer trip. It's loose. That kind of happened like in real life. Like a soccer team went somewhere and they crashed and they had to eat people. But they were on
sick.
But they did what they had to do. Obviously, Yellow Jackets is a darker version of that and not real. But they keep adding people. I'm just like, stop trying to. Like, I know who was on season 1, and I know this bitch is not
right. I know who was on that plane.
Yes, and then low key, I think they're trying to say one of them is still alive, like made it back to like survived. And I was like, no, we know who survived. Like we know the core group. So don't be adding people. And also they keep killing off main characters. There's only a couple of y'all. There was only like 8 people that survived, or 7 or 8, and like 3 of them, 4 of them, they only got 1, 2, 3, 4. They only got 4 left alive. I'm like,
so how are they dying? Are they eating them?
And when they were younger or as adults? Because it goes back and forth.
So you're saying that there's only 4 left.
In present day, in their present day, there's only 4 left.
So did these people die on the island or in present day?
Some people, so most of everyone, they were in the forest. It wasn't like an island, but they were like in the forest. From the forest back to like America, only 8 survived. Okay. Something like that. And right now, in present day, like over time, like the main characters, 8, 4 are still left.
What the fuck is happening to them?
Girl, they keep killing them. I'm like, stop killing them.
Who's killing them? I won't watch the show.
Yeah, it's just like
what this is all about.
It's not like someone's. They call it like I don't know. They call it like an it. Like when they were
tag your it.
No. Like when they were in the forest, they acknowledged that there was a kind of entity. Sometimes they call it the forest. Sometimes they call it it. Like it wanted them to kill people. It wanted them to like sacrifice people to live prosperly in the woods. And then they get found, and like 8 of them survive the whole thing, which includes like them hunting each other, them eating each other. They do their crazy stuff, and like I don't know, whatever. 8 come back. Mm-hmm. They're fine for 8 years. Besides, like some of them have drug issues and overcoming that. But once they get back, at this point they're like 40, 50. Nothing's ever happened to them before, but like shit is going awry. Like it's starting to get like weird again. And they're calling like it is asking for a second. Like every time someone dies, it's like a weird circumstance or like a sacrifice type thing. But they only got 4 people left. I'm like, y'all gotta stop killing these characters. We're only on season 3. We only got 4 people left. Stop killing them.
Right.
Yeah. But it's good. And I've been watching that show you call boring.
Fucking White Lotus.
White Lotus is so good.
Can't be.
So
it's
good.
So dull.
Jada, it's so good. It's a slow burn. Maybe you need to. Have you tried watching it? Yes.
I've seen the first 2 seasons. I've seen all of the seasons.
Oh, you think it's boring?
Yes.
I love it.
Season, other than, these gays, they're trying to kill me. Other than that, like, I was just like, this is so...
Oh my God, it's so good. To me, it's like a slow burn. And I just love watching each character slowly, like, fall apart.
I think the second season was better. The first season, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. I like the girl. I like the 2 girls in last season. To me, they were the icons. They were the movement. The 2 lesbian. They weren't lesbian, but they were like robbers? Locals.
Oh, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, like
the con artists, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, the con artists, yes. But I really like this season, and I'm really excited to see where it goes.
I'm gonna hopefully maybe eventually watch this season, give it one more try, and then after that, I'm giving up.
Yeah. And I have 3 movies that I watched. I watched Heretic. I know.
What the hell is that?
It's a A24 film. It was about these, they're not nuns, they are Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh.
They went knocking on this man's door to show him the Lord, and then he like traps these 2 girls and like messes with their mind and asks them to believe or not to believe. Whatever. It was okay. It's like a 6 out of 10. I thought it was gonna be a little better. 6 out of 10.
I haven't heard of this one.
Yeah. And then I watched The Gorge, which has the chick from The Menu. Do you know The Menu?
Yeah.
She's also in Gambit.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And then that guy from...
Who the hell called me 9 times? Oh, you did.
Me.
Oh my God.
And then the guy from... I guess he's in Top Gun, but I didn't really watch Top Gun. Spectacular Now, that love movie.
Miles Teller?
Yes, Miles Teller.
Oh, that movie that they have together.
It was really good.
What is it called?
The Gorge.
What is it about? I wanted to watch it for him because I think he's so hot.
It's so good. He was so hot. He looks so good in it. It's so good.
Yeah, he's so hot.
But it's like his character and her character are assigned to watch over this thing they call the Gorge and to keep whatever is down there from coming up. So they're like, but they're on both ends of the gorge. So there's like a posting on one side, the gorge, and then the other side. So
how little tiny behind gonna keep some creature?
She's an assassin, so that's how she got. So like he represents the Americans and she represents
Russia,
the UN or something like that. I forgot. Whatever the other. And so like each year someone comes and they take over the task of watching the gorge and they keep stuff from coming out. But anywho, something's down in the gorge. It's an experiment, blah, blah, blah. But their love story, 10 out of 10.
So loved is it scary?
Yeah. I mean, not really. I don't think it's scary, but maybe you might be off-put. It's just like monstery. No, it's not really scary.
I'll think about it. I didn't think it was like a monster movie. I thought it was kind of like sci-fi.
Yeah, it's more like sci-fi mutation. But
I thought it was going to be more like sci-fi, like what are the ones where they make you think, like psychological?
Yeah, no, not a psychological thriller. Like this thing calls it an action horror. I don't think it was that scary to be a horror. I would call it an action love story or not romantic action movie. I really liked it. I loved it so much, and them together, I was like, ugh.
And what is it on?
Let's see. I think I watched it. We watched it. I can't remember if you paid for it now. I think it was on Apple TV if you have something.
Yeah, I don't have Apple TV.
And then I watched one more movie that I want to talk about.
Watch what?
I watched one more movie. I finally watched Emilia Pérez.
Emilia Pérez.
Yes.
Don't tell too much. But how was it? Was it good? Oh, I feel like I've heard mixed reviews about that.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Obviously, I'm sure you heard people talk about the singing. Whisper singing.
Yeah.
A good bit of it's in Spanish, so whenever you watch it, you got to pay attention.
You know I'm bad at paying attention in movies.
Yes. And usually I like to do other stuff while I watch movies, so I had to I was like, I gotta read, so let me pay attention. Just now, do you even know what like the premise is about? Because
it's about a trans woman trying to pay for her gender reassignment surgery.
No.
I'm wrong?
You're close, but no. It's about a drug lord, a Mexican drug lord, which is why Mexico is like, why y'all came for us? Drug lord.
Oh, Mexico is upset with the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a Mexican drug lord who wants to give up his life as a drug lord and transition to a woman.
I was very close.
Yes, you were, but she has money. She's millions. And she is Emilia Pérez.
So she wants to give up her life as a Mexican drug lord and focus on her transition. Okay, that's interesting.
Did not know what it was about. My only issue with the movie, it was like that happened, and I thought it was going to be a major plot of the movie, but it was just something that happened in the movie, and it just
her transitioning. Oh,
it was just like something like so. What's her name?
What does Zoe Saldana character do in this movie?
So Zoe Saldana is a lawyer. She's a popular lawyer. For whatever reason, this drug cartel asks Zoe Saldana to be the one to meet with doctors, to make the appointments to meet with doctors, to help him because he has a family, or she has a family. He at the moment he had a family, a wife and 2 kids. Help him relocate them, like do all that stuff, like the admin. And then, so that happens, and Zoe Saldana helps him transition to a woman. Her transition to a woman?
Yeah.
Okay. Into a woman. And then, like 4 years later, Emilia finds Zoe's character and is like, I want to be with my family again. And it's just, and then they start a nonprofit. I don't know. It's weird.
That sounds so chaotic.
Yeah, it's chaotic. And then
let's make it a musical.
A whisper musical. And so, Selena. With Selena Gomez, she plays.
Yeah, we got no acting asses doing in the damn movie.
She plays the drug dealer's wife. But yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, oh, when they finally showed her, I was like, I forgot about this bitch.
Oh, I forgot she was supposed to be in here.
Oh, but it was just, I don't know. It was just like.
It seems. Like
Jay, when I tell you I thought the whole movie, I don't know, I thought it was going to be a little more like trans forward. Like that was going to be like the main plot. But like literally she transitions and we don't really talk about it that much after. It's not like she starts this nonprofit with Zoe, which is why I think the Mexican people don't like the movie, because her nonprofit is finding bodies that the cartel members buried and meeting like hey, my son's missing, and they help you find the body.
Oh, I'm thinking the nonprofit is for the trans community. Oh.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my question was, do they know she's trans? They just don't talk about it again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just weird. I'm just like, oh, and this was like the trans community was talking about. They were like, I was like, yeah. I don't know. It's just like, I don't.
This movie, before I watched it, I think I was watching like the Golden Globes or whatever. I think either the director or the writer, he's French.
He's fucking French, and that's another thing that's weird.
So why are you writing something about Mexico and you're from France?
And none of them Mexican. The trans woman, she's from Spain. Zoe Saldana is Dominican, and
I
Selena,
think she's Puerto Rican.
She's actually from Dominican.
Oh, I thought she was Puerto Rican. Who knows? Who knows what she identifies as, because she's been stealing roles from black women her entire life and refuses to identify as one.
I think she's Dominican and Puerto Rican. There we go. Yeah. And then Selena Gomez is, I don't think she's Mexican.
Right. Who?
But apparently, I watched like a TikTok. But apparently, Selena
She's
Gomez
white passing.
She is. Selena Gomez's character was the only one that was like the director was like, I want her to play this.
Oh wow, she sucks at acting.
Yeah, and then another.
I would if I was the director, I'd be like, this is the one person who I don't want playing this role. I don't want her anywhere near my movie because she fucking sucks.
Exactly, and then so another reason why the Mexican community is upset, they're like, okay, so this movie's about Mexico. Why don't you have any Mexican actors in here? And the producer said, we tried, y'all. They ain't got no good Mexican. Y'all ain't got no good actors.
Nah, he's saying Mexico isn't producing.
He said he was like, I tried to give y'all a chance, but y'all ain't have no stars. And this was he was like, I had to look elsewhere. And he was like, wasn't here. And I was like, oh.
Oh no, he wrong for that one. He out the box.
And when I found out that the guy who wrote it
was y'all just like, y'all ain't got the skills. You're not qualified.
Yeah. And the third thing they're mad about, I don't know what number I'm on, is probably like the fact that they're some random French guy is telling everybody how bad Mexico is, and they're just like bodies everywhere, and you're just showing the negative side of Mexico. It's not really a positive.
Zeldana to be in a controversial film.
And did you see when you haven't seen? I guess you haven't seen anything of the Oscars.
Yeah, I don't know what she says in her speech, but I've now deduced that she's won an Oscar for it.
After someone, she had like a talk with like a reporter, and the reporter was like, "How do you feel about the Mexican community being upset with this movie?" And she told the reporter, I did not know they were upset with me. Obviously she does. I'm not sure why I'm not sure why they're upset. This movie's not about them. This movie could have take place in Detroit. It could have take place here. It could take place there.
Then why didn't it, bitch?
It's not about, she was like, it's not about the Mexican community. I'm like, no, I think the French director made a choice.
Right. Because if that's the case, why didn't it take place in France?
And also that they didn't shoot shit in Mexico too. They shot a lot of it in France. That's another thing.
Oh yeah, this is
it was just and then the transgender woman, the person who plays the transgender woman, she's transgender in real life, but then she don't like Muslims, and they found her tweets. She was talking about how Muslims are like I don't know, terrible people, and they're like the scum of the earth or something like that. So they had to pull her from press halfway through it.
Oh my God. Throw the whole film away. And don't get me started on what Selena said. Because she shouldn't be doing no press tours neither. Because I'll never forget this. This lives in my head rent free. She was talking about something. She was hooping and hollering about something. Uh-huh. And somebody said, well, why haven't you... This was on Twitter back in the day. I don't know. This was like 2016, 2017. She was whining, hooping, and hollering about something. And then somebody tweeted her, like a segue, well, why haven't you said anything about, the Black Lives Matter movement? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, no. And her response was, you think I care about sides? You want me to pick sides? You think I care about sides? First of all, bitch. First of all. The unarmed killing of Black people has nothing to do with sides.
Sides. That part. Right.
Let's start there. Let's start. Sides? No. That's not what this is. This has nothing to do with sides, sweetheart. Ever since then, I ain't never liked it. I've been clocking your tea since day one. Cut that. I ain't fucking with you.
She's a weird one in my book. I don't know. I don't know what I feel about her.
I do not like her. I don't like her acting because she can't act. She can't sing. I just do not understand why she is considered...
I don't know what.
In somebody's book, apparently, international pop star or world-renowned actress because she doesn't have the range. She doesn't have the vernacular. This is
the first thing I saw, and I was like, I didn't mind her acting in it. I will say that. Don't like her in...
Because it sounds like she was only in it for 10 minutes.
No, she wasn't in it. She wasn't in. But she wasn't like a main... No, she was like the third-rate character. But there was the only thing I've ever seen her in is Wizardly Place and
Only Murders in the Building.
And I don't like her in Only Murders in the Building.
Oh my God.
Absolutely not.
Only Murders in the Building. I
don't like that building.
Get her out of here. Get her out of here.
Surprised you watched
Just bring it down, Marty and Stevie.
Yeah, she's talking. She's weird.
Like no emotion. But anyway.
Yes, that's all I've seen so far. And I really want to see Mikey 17. I think that's what the name of the movie is with Robert Pattinson. Gotta go support my boy.
I don't know what that is.
It's like, the director is the same director that created Parasite. Is it Parasite? I think it's Parasite.
Oh, okay. This has sis from Blink Twice in there.
Huh?
The girl from Blink Twice.
Oh, yes. She is in there.
She's in here.
Yes, she is. And I think she plays his love interest.
I did see someone, and I thought this was an old movie because I on my TikTok, my algorithm, it keeps on bringing up the fact that this trope that Black women are kind of falling into where they play like this. No, she doesn't. Oh, they're like, finally, a Black girl who's a love interest, but she's not. Black women are falling apparently into this trope where the main guy, he'll like somebody, and the Black woman is like the rebound chick or something like that. I don't know.
Did they give an example?
What's that show? Pretty Summer. The Summer I Turned Pretty. Apparently, one of the Black girl. That was the only one I recognized. Okay.
And they're saying she's not falling into that one.
Yeah, they're like, finally a Black girl is the main interest. But I thought it was.
Oh, yes.
When I saw that, I thought it was an old movie.
Yeah. I hope it's not flopping. I see 5 reasons why Mackie 17 flopped at the box office. I hope not. I love him. I love Robert Pattinson. I'm gonna go spend money for my mans.
I don't know why you like him. He's okay. He's cool.
He's a great actor. He's so good. But the movie is about like, I don't, for whatever reason, I think it's like futuristic. For whatever reason, the government makes 17 versions of him, and he keeps dying or something like that.
Yeah, this movie costs $118 million to make. Jesus.
It's a science fiction Black comedy. My favorite. But yeah, I'm gonna go see. I think I'm gonna go see tomorrow.
All right.
And there's a lot of other movies I need to go see.
Okay. Speaking of,
you haven't watched the Oscars yet?
Okay.
Sorry.
No.
It's unfortunate.
Have you watched it?
No, but that is your thing, and I would like to discuss.
I know. Maybe next week. But by then it'll be old news.
We can still talk about it because I'm curious to see what you think about some things.
And I've done a good job watching a decent amount of the noms this year.
Yeah, I'm curious. So I was trying to watch Anora the other day, but it wasn't free. So I'll maybe this weekend I'll try watching it.
Yeah, watch it.
And she was a sex worker in it. I had no idea about this movie. I didn't know she was a sex worker.
What did you thought she was?
I thought it was just a love story. I was like, this is why
I told you she was a sex worker.
I don't remember. It didn't.
I don't remember.
I think I just heard that they didn't want them to be together, and I was like,
she was a sex worker, an American, and whatever.
That makes sense. Interesting. Yeah. And the guy, I saw like a clip the other day, and I was like, the guy's so scrawny and skinny.
He reminds me of Timothy Chalamet.
No, don't do Timothy like that.
Oh my goodness, he reminds me so much of him.
I mean, I get it because he's like skinny, but
Timothy has big curly black hair. He's skinny. He's like 5'7". I'm like, this is a Timothy. This is the bootleg Timothy Chalamet.
You ain't lying, but I rebuke that. Rebuke it.
I thought he was a cute little boy.
Okay, maybe I gotta watch again because I just saw him.
He was goofy, but
yeah, he was just goofy. I didn't like it.
He played the role very well. Yeah. I could totally believe this is who you are.
Wait, question, and don't tell me too much. Are they really in love?
Yeah,
they are. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't trust you with that face.
You gotta watch the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Why wouldn't they be in love? The fuck?
I don't know, because his personality doesn't seem like he knows what's going on. From the very small clip that I saw, I was like, does he know what's going on? Is he here? Or is she manipulating him?
No, it's young love. Okay. Young love.
And I hate that. Okay. Okay, go.
Speaking of young love, think high school. Think high school reading lists that you have to do for your English class.
Okay.
Think old American literature that stands the test of time. Think a young, spunky redhead who now life is turned upside down through a rumor. Think teacher. Think this guy is too old to be in high school, but he's still here. Think rumors spreading about you that aren't true. Think popular overnights, but for all the wrong reasons. Think a young Penn Badgley. Is that his name? Sure. Think
yes,
Amanda Bynes in her last theatrical role. Think a young, up-and-coming Emma Stone. And that brings us to, drum roll please. Easy A!
Yes. Easy A. I don't know why I just said yes. Sorry. Easy A.
Silly girl.
Silly goose.
Prompted by her promiscuous best friend to spill details of her boring weekend, Olive, played by Emma Stone, a clean-cut teen decides to spice things up by telling a little lie about losing her virginity. When the high school busybody, played by Amanda Bynes, overhears the conversation and spreads it all over campus, Olive is suddenly notorious, but for all the wrong reasons. The film is a American 2010 romantic comedy directed by Will Gluck and written by Burt V. Royal. Will Gluck, the director, some of his notable works includes Fired Up, you know, that cheer movie.
Oh, wait, no, Gymnastics.
No, it's a cheer movie. Fired Up, Friends with Benefits, and Anyone But You. You know, that movie with Sydney Sweeney and
never watched
it. Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell.
Yeah. The screenplay is partially inspired by the 1850 novel The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. The screenwriter, Burt V. Royal, claims when writing the script, he was able to write it in 10 days. No, 5 days. He was able to write the entire script in 5 days. His plan was to adapt 3 classic works into films and for them to be set at the same high school so that some characters would appear in multiple films.
It didn't happen?
Clearly, no, bitch.
No, that would have been so good. Do you know what the other films were?
Yes, some shit both of them I've never heard of, and one of them is like French, so I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay.
So the other two, so it was a Scarlet Letter. The other one was Crino D. Oh my god.
Is this French?
Yeah.
Spell it.
BERGERAC. I think it's French. European, at least. Baraka.
It's a drama series called that. That's a book?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a book or something. I don't even know what it's about. It looked like it's a book about an author. I was like, that doesn't sound interesting at all.
It's a play.
And then the other one was The Mystery of Edwin Drood. You ever heard of that? I don't know what that is either.
Not familiar. But
it sounds like he was writing random things together.
It's got one of those book covers that's like, oh yeah, this is one of those like they were like, this is the book you got to read. You know, like Charles Dickens. There's like 50 books that are like the most like
right.
Take, you know what I'm talking about. It's a play though.
Which one?
The Mystery of Edwin Drood.
I think they both are. Maybe, I don't know.
Opium. So
also, the movie was filmed entirely on site. So It was filmed in some city in California. And there was no sets built whatsoever. So everything we see, the high schools, the houses, those are all real. None of those were built. Logan Lerman auditioned for the part of Brandon, but eventually went to Dan Bird from A Cinderella Story.
True that.
He plays the friend.
Yes. And who's the guy? That was originally who
Logan Lerman. You know, the Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, they dodged him. Oh, no, this guy's cute. Think about the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
The Flash guy, because he's in some hot water.
Yeah. We don't want him.
That'd be
then
good.
Emma Stone almost didn't star in Easy A because she was up for a role in Sucker Punch. You know that movie?
Oh, yeah. Really?
Mm-hmm. But she decided to drop out of Sucker Punch in favor of Easy A. And then evidently Jennifer Lawrence also auditioned for the role of Olive.
Could definitely see Jennifer Lawrence playing this.
Me too.
Easy peasy.
Totally. Let's see what else I got here. That's really all I could scrape up. The film was released September 11th, just a few days before my birthday. 2010. And budget.
Solid. 20 million.
No.
30 million.
No.
35 million.
You're going too high.
10 million?
$8 million, which is...
8 million? That's it?
I know. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, that is crazy. I know they didn't have to build anything, but they got some
movies in the
named
80s
actors.
Movies in the 80s be costing like $8 million.
Yeah, and
so
all
how they were able to do that in 2010, I'm pretty impressed.
It's crazy. And I know these actors at this time were at their biggest, but they all have a decent something.
Yeah.
Like even the lady from Friends. What was her budget?
Right. What's her salary?
Yeah, what's her salary? Because I know her check out her minimum got to be long. Hello.
There's got to be something. Box office. I have to wrote this up right.
30 million.
No.
50 million.
No.
70 million.
75
million
dollars.
That's a profit.
Yeah.
That's a profit. We should all be lucky they didn't try to make a number 2 of Easy A. Jesus.
Correct. We should be. The film was a major financial success. And also, Emma Stone received a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress in a Comedy or Musical.
I did not know that.
She didn't win, but she received the nomination.
Hey, for Easy A, girl. Just to be nominated
is an honor.
It's an honor. It's so crazy they put comedies and musicals together. Like, damn.
Yeah, like the fuck.
I mean, I guess there's not enough musicals to put by himself each year.
That's true.
But to put comedies in there too, they're like, it's just much just together.
Cast Emma Stone as Olive Penderghast. Penn Badgley. Oh, his name is not Bradley.
Todd.
What?
His name is Todd.
No, bitch. His name in real life. Earlier, I said his name was Penn Badgley. That's not his name. It's Badgley? Badgley? Penn.
You said it right.
From you. No, there's no R in his name.
Badgley. Penn Badgley.
I don't know. Penn from Gossip Girl as Todd. Amanda Bynes as Marianne Bryant.
Whoop, whoop.
Dan Bird as Brendan. Ali Mashaka as Rianne. Thomas Hayden Church as Mr. Griffith. Lisa Kudrow, the lady from Friends, as Mrs. Griffith. Stanley Tucci as Dill Prendergast, Olive's father.
That's right.
Let's see who else is worth knowing. Did I say Amanda Bynes?
Yeah,
I did. I don't know.
Did you say the mom?
That feels good enough for me. I can't find her on here. I don't even remember her name.
Patricia Clarkson.
No, her name was like
Rosemary.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Ooh, that was fun.
And then the black guy, the black son, Chip, played by Bryce Clyde Jenkins. Yeah. I wonder how he's doing. Adorable.
He doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so not too hot.
Good. Get on out of there. Don't get stuck down in Hollywood. It's not safe. All right. You ready to discuss this movie? So the movie starts off in the background. We see high school, and we hear Olive
in the background.
Penderghast.
We see high school.
just images. And narrating is Olive Penderghast. And she's speaking via webcam, and she's giving us a little taste of the rumors that have been going around high school.
She's giving her testimony.
There's sex rumors that that people have started, and she's saying it's not true. You gotta hear me out, buddy. This is my story.
She basically introduces herself and says, there's two sides to every story, and this is my truth, and this is my story, and this is what's bringing all of you here today.
Right.
And then she kind of stops narrating, and that segues into us seeing her in real time, walking down the hallway with her bestie, Rianne, Allison Mashaka, better known from Allie and AJ.
Yeah. There was a couple people from this. I'm sorry.
This is a
that I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, this is a star-studded, teenage, you grew up with these people cast. Because we have Amanda Bynes. We have Allison Mashaka. Sis from Lizzie McGuire.
Was in there
Isn't there for 5 seconds.
The guy from George of the Jungle. Mr. Griffin.
Oh, yeah. He's in George of the Jungle.
That voice. I can never forget that voice.
Yeah, we got some 90s greats in here.
It's just some faces that you just recognize from around. Yeah. But yes, so Olive is talking with her bestie, and her bestie is Rianne. And Rianne is trying to convince Olive to go camping with her and her parents this weekend. But Olive does not want to go. One of the reasons is because she doesn't want to go. And the other reason is she met her parents before, and they're very freaking weird. They're hippie. And she lives in California, and she's saying that they're too hippie for her. We get a flashback.
So she's not interested in going. So basically she tells Rianne that she has a date with her older brother's college friend, which isn't true. It's a lie.
She doesn't have
his name is George. All right, she doesn't have a brother. And she has this date with this guy George, who is her brother's friend from college, and she just can't, skip this date.
Yeah. I don't think our brother would let us date one of his friends from college.
Exactly.
How did that happen?
Exactly.
Just dating what?
The rules of engagement are just different for our white people. They do different things.
They do whatever they want. So yes. So we see Olive's weekend, and it's just 3 days of her at home self-care, and it also includes her listening to a snippet of Natasha Bedingfield's Pocket Full of Sunshine on repeat, playing from a gift card or something that not a gift card, a birthday card that her grandmother gave her. And on repeat is, I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got a love that it don't mind. I feel like back in the day we had happy music, and I miss happy music.
Yeah, I don't know why Natasha hasn't graced us with an album or her presence in general.
I wonder where she went. I was randomly listening to some of her music, and I was like, God damn, this shit was good.
You gave us some of the greatest songs that the world has ever heard, and then you leave us.
It was just so happy. Take me away.
Right.
It was happy. It was annoying. It's what we needed.
It was a fantastic album. She's a fantastic artist, and we need her back.
Yes.
To heal America.
To heal us, Natasha. But yes, this is how Olive actually spent her weekend. But back on Monday, Olive goes to school, and she runs into Rihanna. Am I saying her name right?
Rihanna.
And why is that her name?
There's only one Rihanna.
Rihanna. I just hate that.
Yeah, I don't know why that's her name. I didn't like it either.
Yeah, and do you see the spelling of it? It's confusing.
Ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's
crazy. What happened to Susan? What happened to Jane?
Yeah, what happened?
Why does her name have to be this?
Rachel.
Rianne. Anywho, so she's walking down the halls with Rianne, and Rianne's like, tell me about your weekend. How'd it go? And Olive is like, we had a great time on this date. It was fine. And then Rianne turns to her and is like, you lost your virginity, didn't you? Olive is like, not sure where you're getting this information from. You're totally fucking lying. You lost your virginity, Rianne.
You have sex written all over you. Olive's like, I don't want to give you the wrong idea, but I'm not that type of girl. And then she's like, how dare you have sex and not tell your best friend? And I was like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't know where you're getting and then Rianne's like, tell me everything. What happened? Blah, 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 blah. And at this point, I guess Olive kind of realizes no matter what she says, Rianne's not going to believe her that she didn't have sex with this guy because he doesn't exist.
You know, sometimes you feel like fucking with your friends. I'm just going to fuck with her.
So she just goes along with it. She's like, yeah, okay, I lost my virginity to this guy who doesn't exist. And she's like, yeah, it was nothing crazy. We kept it really simple. You know, it was a first for me. And she kind of reveals that she kind of did it because it was the first time she ever felt superior to Rianne. And that's kind of how she got caught up in the lie of it all.
She was like, it felt good to lie.
Little do Olive and Rianne know. So they're having this conversation in the girls' bathroom. In
a sacred holy place.
The sacred holy place. And the girl that happens to be in the stall listening to this conversation is no other than little Miss Marianne Bryant, played by the one and only Amanda Bynes. And Marianne Bryant is this uber Christian white nationalist, Jesus. You know, she's super white Jesus.
100%.
You know, don't forget it.
Right.
He died for our sins, and he has blonde hair and blue eyes. Mm-hmm. Don't you ever mistake it.
Right.
So she hears this conversation. She hears, you know, a conversation of premarital sex. And of course, she's instantly against it. She's like, you two are whores. Okay? And Rianne's like, mind your business, bitch. And Marianne is like, y'all are going to hell because y'all are having sex. And she leaves. Typical high school. You know, we know. Immediately. I think when they leave the bathroom, the whole school now knows or believes that Olive has had sex. And it's spreading like wildfire. Everyone's looking at her different. They're like, oh my God, that's the girl that had sex. Which I think is weird because, like, she's not the only high schooler that's having sex. Like, hello.
Everyone's like, oh my God, guys, she just lost virginity. We lost ours in 8th grade.
Right. Y'all are in public school in California. Y'all are all fucking. But, anywho, everyone's, like, shocked because she's had sex. She was invisible. And now that she is sexually active, you know, her name is on the tip of everybody's tongue.
Right. So, after, like, a school pep rally, we meet Todd's character for the first, it might be one of the first times. Todd, played by Penn Badgley. He's so cute. He is my favorite scene in this movie. So apparently their mascot used to be the Blue Devils until Marianne got her religious hands on this. She was like, how does it make us look that other schools think that we're atheists or whatever? Or devil worshippers. Devil worshippers. So she got the school to change the mascot to the woodchucks. And there's one scene where Penn Badgley comes out. He's wearing a woodchuck mascot costume, and he chops on wood. He goes, my favorite scene ever. But anywho, after this pep rally, Olive is like, okay, this rumor has gone far too long. She goes to Marianne, and she tries to tell her, like, that what you heard in the bathroom was a lie. Like, it wasn't true. And Marianne is like, God's going to answer for your sins. And she just ignores her. She's like, I know you're a whore. Get up my face.
And, you know, she tries to, like, let her know, like, I'm not this slore that you've kind of been spreading around about me. And, yeah, she's like, the Lord will judge you for your indecency.
Right. Like, okay.
And she's like, okay.
She's such
cool.
And then, so once again, Olive noticed everyone's looking at her. She has like a flashback, or she tells us the only other time that she remembers being like people
inquiring about her sexual escapades.
Yeah,
was in the 8th grade. She was at some house party, and they were playing Spin the Bottle. Yeah. And it spun on the guy she had the biggest crush on at the time. Who was a young Todd, played by Penn Badgley.
Penn
I'm just
Badgley.
gonna call him Bradley. I don't give a fuck what his last name is.
Yeah.
And they were playing spin the bottle, and the bottle spun on him, and they went into a room, and they were meant to kiss, but he was too nervous and too young and innocent and shy to have his first kiss. So he asked Olive if it was okay if they didn't kiss, but if they told everybody that they did. And Olive, sad because she really did want to kiss Todd.
Right.
She says, of course, that's fine.
That's cool.
And she's been in love with Todd ever since.
Yes.
She hasn't really admitted it to herself, but she's been into him ever since.
I can't blame her.
And he's actually kind of been into her.
Yes. Match made in heaven. So after school, we meet Olive's very cool parents. Great side characters. They adopted a black son. So yeah. They're
right.
They're
real cool. Liberal types.
The liberal types. And I guess they check in about school. We get the idea that Olive's she's got a good head on her shoulders, and her parents kind of just let her do her own thing because they trust her and love her. So back at school the next day, once again, everyone's obsessed with Olive. They're like, she's the new school goss. She's on everyone's mind. She goes to English class, and the class is taught by one of her favorite teachers, Mr. Griffith. And they are talking about the Scarlet Letter. For those who don't know, the Scarlet Letter is a book. And in the book, during Puritan times, I think, some woman has an affair with a married man. The community decides to shun this woman. And then eventually they realize they were too harsh on her. And then she gets sick. And then she dies like a saint or something like that. Mm-hmm. So that's what the story's about. Midway through this discussion,
anti-feminism.
What'd you say?
I said, anti-feminism.
Yes,
the hatred of women.
The hatred of women, because they're not doing that to the man.
Right.
But halfway through this class, one of Marianne's flunkies is also in it. So another church girly, and she looks at Scarlett, and she was like, "Maybe you should wear A on your chest because you're a whore," or something like that.
Olive responds, maybe you should mind your own business, you twat. And somehow that gets her sent to the principal's office. The girl who called her a whore doesn't go to the principal's office.
I don't understand.
But Olive goes to the principal's office for calling her a twat.
Which is crazy because Mr.
I think twat is less offensive than whore.
And Mr. They have a mutual.
And
he also likes her as a student. Not like creepy, but he likes her as a student. So I'm surprised he sent her to the office.
Exactly.
Like, what happened to favoritism? Hello.
Don't
I get something for being the best person ever?
So she's off to the principal's office.
Yeah.
There she is sitting there waiting to be called. And Marianne Bryant, Little Miss Jesus Freak, is at the reception counter, scolding her once again and telling her that she will in fact go to hell. And Olive is like, as long as you're not fucking there, I'm good. And then Marianne assures her that she most certainly will not be.
I miss Amanda.
I know.
Every scene she's in is hilarious.
It makes me sad because, I don't think we're ever going to get her back.
I don't think we're going to get back. And it makes me so sad because I think she said this movie was, it's obviously the last movie she did, but I think she said when she saw herself in this movie, that's why she started doing plastic surgery and stuff like that, because she hated the way she looked. And I think she looks great. And it's so sad. And I blame fucking Nickelodeon for whatever fucking Dan Schneider did to her. Is it Dan Schneider? Is that his name? Mm-hmm. Whatever he fucking did to her, because I know he did something weird, allegedly.
I've never heard that, though, about this movie. Now, I've heard that she felt weird about She's the Man.
Oh, really?
Because she didn't like seeing herself, dressed up as a boy.
I could be mixing them up, but I thought it was this movie, too. But
I think you
still, I miss her.
We bring her back.
She was hilarious.
She was America's
good.
comedy princess.
She is. She's just so. I wish I could see what kind of comedian
where she would be now.
Yeah.
Right. If everything would have went correct.
Right. I wish her the best.
I know.
Love her.
We love you, Amanda.
Yes. So while Olive is, before she meets with the principal, she sees Brandon. Brandon is a school gay, and he's getting clearly. and he's getting bullied for it. He walks out of the principal's office with another guy, and the other guy looks perfectly fine. Brandon has a bloody nose, and I'm sure he was the one who got in trouble. But Olive kind of makes eye contact with him, and he's like, "Not today, bitch."
Yeah, he's like, don't look at me.
Yeah, but anywho, Olive goes meets with the principal. He goes on this random speech. But anywho, at the end of it, she gets detention. Mm-hmm. So she gets detention along with Brandon. Still not sure why the Christian girl didn't get detention because she started this
exactly
mess. Crazy. And so they're cleaning up the school. They're doing a lot of detention stuff, and they're bonding. And eventually, Olive opens up to Brandon and tells him that she made up the whole sex rumor. And he's like, "What? That's crazy. Why would you lie?" And she was like, maybe you should try lying, actually, and maybe you won't get the shit beat out of you."
Right. She's like, maybe you should actually take a page out of my book, because he kind of confides in her that, the reason why he left the office because he was getting bullied for being gay, allegedly, but not allegedly. And Olive is like, you should really kind of learn from me.
You should lie.
I'm popular. Well, not popular, but I'm being talked about now because of this lie that I made up. So maybe you should lie and pretend to be straight. Which is a crazy thing to do, because it's kind of too late. I think they probably just assume he's gay. He hasn't shown any evidence of being gay. Like, he's probably not dating anyone. This is true.
It's just funny. He's also like the least gay guy ever. I'm just like, who saw him and was like, oh yeah, he's gay. He doesn't really show it. He doesn't really.
He's not like super flamboyant.
Yeah.
But
so who's in your business? Because they must be gay.
Yeah. How do they know?
How do they know?
The world will never know.
I think we get a scene where Olive tells her parents that she went to detention. They don't care. They don't mind because she never gets in trouble. And she tells them that she said the twat word. And they was like, do we need to do anything about this? And Olive's like, I got this under control. So this whole time, her parents are supporting her, but they're not really watching her during this. They're just kind of letting her figure this out on her own. Mm-hmm. But Olive, I guess Brandon just shows up to her house one day, or maybe he calls her and he's like, can we meet? So Brandon goes over to Olive's home. Oh, yeah, he does call her. He's like, can we meet up? Anyway, Brandon goes over to Olive's home and he was like, hey, you remember when you told me that you faked about the sex thing and you know that I'm gay? Would you consider having fake sex with me so people would leave me alone?
Well, he asked her, will you date me?
Oh, will you date me? Okay.
And Olive is like, you're gay. And he's like, yeah, but I want you to, pretend to be my girlfriend so people will no longer think I'm gay. And she's like, that is not what I was trying to get you to see or do. Mm-hmm. And after some convincing, he's like, please just do it for me. And she's like, why don't you just make someone up like I did? And he's like, no one will believe me. True. And then he kind of gives her this, sad speech about how hard it is, being in high school, being closeted. And of course, she sees sympathy in this and she's like, fine, here's what we'll do. And this is why she agrees to go to this party that is happening tonight, I guess, hosted by some girl in school, and they will show up to the party together and stage the look as if they've had sex, which will cease the gay rumors.
Yes.
Allegations.
So when they go into this room at the party, they make the biggest show about it. They're jumping on the bed. They're making moaning sounds. They're saying words. The whole party is like by the door listening. At the end of their fake sex scene, Brandon walks out and everyone praises him. Olive walks out and everyone's like, whore. Slut.
You slut.
She's the worst.
Yeah, they're meted and greeted with two completely different reactions. Like, he's treated like this god for having sex, and then she walks out the same room doing the same activity, and she is scolded. Just like Hester Prynne. Is that a girl name?
Who?
Hester Prynne. The girl from Scarlet Letter.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sure. Yes, just like in Scarlet Letter. And the only person that's nice to her is Todd. Shout out to Todd. He don't give a fuck. He's like, hey, yeah, how's it going?
This is what I love about Todd. Todd literally, I don't know if he knew that she was like fake having, or not fake having sex, but knew that she was having sex in another room at this party. I don't think he knew, but what I love about Todd is this girl, you know, this is pre Me Too movement, you know, so
the male brain is small.
Yeah, his frontal lobe's not developed, you know. Men didn't really, you know, love women to have body counts or even sexual partners at all. Right. And the idea that, you know, there's this belief that she's having sex with people for money and he doesn't care. He's still into her regardless. I was like, this is a man. Hot. He's ahead of his time.
Hottie. Hot.
So yeah, she has left the room. She's being scolded and she runs into Todd. Todd's like, hey, Olive. She's like, oh my God, Todd, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh my God, just hanging out. You know, it's good to see you. Do you want to get a drink? And she's like, just as she's about to say yes, there's some douches behind her making sex gestures and noises while she's talking to Todd. Todd sees this. She sees this. She's a bit embarrassed. And she says, actually, you know what? I'm going to go home for the night.
I'm going to go home. So she goes home. Or that night or that weekend, I'm not really sure. Rianne calls her and she's angry. She's like, did you have sex with a gay man at whatchamacallit's party? And she's like, what? She's like, I heard that you had sex with Brandon at the party and you turned into a real big slut. 1. Number 2, why didn't you tell me you were going to the party? I would have came with you. 3, what's going on with your life? Like, what are you turning into? And Olive's a little... She's taken aback by this
conversation.
Yeah. Like, first of all, don't call me with all this hostility. Second of all, I think she even asked her, like, do you believe I had sex with him? And she's like, yeah, that's what people are saying.
She's like, everyone's going around saying you're a slut. And Olive is like, well, do you believe I'm a slut? And then Rianne's basically like, well, yeah, it kind of seems like you're a slut. Mm-hmm. And this kind of crumbles their relationship.
Yes.
And they kind of hang up on each other and they're pissed at each other now.
Their friendship is weird.
Their friendship is very weird. It's stupid. I don't really like it.
I don't like it either.
I don't appreciate their friendship.
I don't like it.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Does Olive like Rianne?
It doesn't seem like she does.
Yeah. It's very weird. I'm just like, why are y'all friends?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Anywho, after this, Olive is like, you know what? Fuck this shit.
They want a slut? I'll give them a slut.
She starts ripping stuff out of her closet and she's stitching things and we see her pop out with an A. And so she's going to start wearing A on all her clothing as the Scarlet Letter had to do in Scarlet Letter. What? As the lady had to do in Scarlet Letter. So it's almost like she's reclaiming this. Like in Scarlet Letter, the girl was forced to wear it, but now Olive is choosing to wear this.
Look at me, everyone. I'm your school whore, and I'm proud of it. And then even her way of dress is completely different. She's wearing like corset tops with the Scarlet A on there. She's wearing tight jeans. She's wearing pumps. Yes. And she arrives to school the next day with her new look, her new getup. And everyone is turning heads. They're like, oh my God, is that Olive Penderghast? She runs into Rianne, and Rianne is like, what are you doing? Why are you dressed like this? And Olive is like, don't talk to me. We're actually not friends. And then Rianne's like, yeah, we're not friends, bitch. I never want to talk to you ever again. And Olive is like, sorry, couldn't care less. Bye.
Bye. Her new look has even gotten the attention of the church group. And ran by Marianne. And Marianne is like, okay, we have to get Olive out of this school. She's got to go. Which is a crazy thing. Which is a crazy thing to do. So that's her that's Marianne's new plan. Or like that it's on her scope. Like Olive is cutting up and she cannot go to the school with me or she's gonna tarnish the school's good name. I don't know. She's crazy.
We gotta get her out of here.
So Scarlett's doing her own thing. She's at gym. I'm assuming it's like gym class. So while she's in gym class or walking around, this nerd comes up to her And she's very nice to him. She addresses him by whatever his name is, which is more than she needed to do. And he's like, hey, can I talk to you real quick? And she's like, yeah, sure. She's like, Brandon told me what you did for him. She's like, yeah, I rocked his world. And he's like, no, Brandon told me the truth. Now I'm mad at Brandon.
Yeah.
It's not your, this is my,
right.
What was the point of me doing all this?
Yeah. This was supposed to stay between us.
Right.
And the guy is basically like, I was wondering if you could do the same for me. And she kind of, she shoos him off. She's like, goodbye. And he's like, I'll pay you. And she's like, I'm not for sale. This isn't how this goes. She's like, no, I won't be doing that for you. And then the little fucker has the nerve to be like, I don't have to ask for your permission. Basically saying, I can tell the entire school that we slept together and they will believe me. I'm doing you a courtesy for asking you the permission to do so. And she turns to him and she's like, you little fucking snake. And she kind of threatens him. She gets in his face and he kind of backs down and he apologizes. And he's like, it's just so hard for me. He gives her his sob story. Olive is just an empath. This boy, he's on the heftier side, He's a little chubby,
But he's not nice like Brandon. I don't like him.
He was like pitiful.
No, he wasn't. He was
sweet.
I don't like him. And then when she go back later in the movie to ask for his help,
I thought that was a lot. I thought that was a big ask. It's like, bitch, come on now. Oh. Like, you can't go back and now ask everybody who's already paid you to be like, hey, can you go around and say the rumors weren't true? No.
I guess.
That's not how this transaction works.
But see, I didn't like his comments. Like, I don't have to ask. Are you a serial killer?
He was wrong for saying, I don't gotta ask you. I'm being nice here. Yeah, that was... He was testing the waters. But she gathered him. She said, no, you fucker. You will not be doing that. And then so he gives her this sob story, and he's like, no one wants to date me. I'm so chubby. I'm a fatty, whatever he calls himself. And she takes pity on him, and she tells him she wants $100 gift card from Amazon, Sephora, or AutoZone at her locker by 2 p.m. if he thinks this is what,
right,
what he wants to do. And he's like, seriously? And she's like, yes, that's fine. She sets rules and regulations. She's like, only, make out maybe a little bit under the bra, but you cannot tell people that you slept with me. And he's like, okay, fine, deal.
And Olive says this soon after. She does like a voiceover, and she says, this rumor spread even faster than the first rumor. Like, by the time she walked 5 feet, the whole school knew that she was soliciting sex for money. But everyone else thought, like, she was, like, actually doing it. Which is I prefer the nerds to know, but, like, the fact that everyone...
No, I don't think they knew. They were saying, that she solicited sex for money.
That's what she says in her voiceover.
Oh, okay.
She was saying the whole school thought or knew that I was soliciting... I was exchanging sex for money. Which is crazy. Because, what? Be new. Also, on one part of her webcam, she talks about how she wished her love life was like an 80s movie, was like a John Hughes movie, which is something we can relate to because go John Hughes.
He's given us some amazing classics.
She wants that.
Days Off, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club. She goes on to say
What's wrong with the boombox?
Yeah, she wants John Cusack standing outside of her window with a boombox confessing his love to her. She wants John Bender to put his hand in the air out of triumph, knowing that he got the girl. She wants these moments.
That is the best scene. A psycho.
I don't know. I only know that he put his fist in the air because he got the girl, because people say it. I don't think you can really deduce that from that scene.
Yeah. What else would he be doing it for? I'm enjoying life.
You mean to tell me when you saw this movie as a child, you knew that he was putting his fist in the air because he got the girl?
I don't know, Jade, but after I watched it, I'm like...
fist in the air because like, oh, I had a fun day at detention. Day's over. Yeah.
No, it's because of the girl. The earring. take this.
He didn't even like her.
Take this diamond earring.
What is that really teaching men?
Huh?
Be mean to girls and they'll put a diamond earring in your ear and let you suck on
Only if you're hot, though. Only if you're hot. Ugly boys do not apply.
So she's just talking about how she wishes her love life was like a movie.
Don't we all?
Right, get in line, sister.
So back in reality, Mr. Griffin, her favorite teacher, has been seeing her dressing weird. He's heard the rumors and he decides to meet with Olive. And he's like, I'm concerned about these rumors I'm hearing. I don't think he believes them. Huh?
What's going on?
What's going on with you? And she tells him that, they're just rumors. He believes her. And he was like, I know you gotta, get head on your shoulders. Don't do anything too, I don't know, whatever.
Right. Tighten up. So Olive leaves. On her way out, Mrs. Griffith comes in. Mrs. Griffith is the guidance counselor. She's played by the lady from Friends. The chick from Phoebe from Friends.
And Phoebe says something completely opposite of what Mr. Griffith says. Who's that whore that just left your classroom? No. She says, like, who's that? And Mr. Griffith is like, that's Olive. And she was like, I don't know her. Why don't I know her? She's dressed like a hooker. Why don't I know her?
I should know all the sluts.
Yeah.
It's basically what she says.
I'm like, judgy much, guidance counselor?
And Mr. Griffith is like, oh, she's like going through something right now. Right. And then she goes kind of like, oh, is that the girl that everyone's been talking about? And he's like, yes, but those rumors are not true. He even asks her to take some time to talk to her. Right. Because, she's a good kid. He thinks she's just going through a phase. And she's like, yeah, I probably should talk to her.
Exactly. So in the next scene, Olive meets with Mrs. Griffith. And in the meeting, Mrs. Griffith, off the bat, is like,
here are some condoms.
Here's some condoms. Don't do anything that you're going to regret. Here's some more condoms. But the whole time Olive is like, no, this is just a lie. And Mr. Griffith is like, Olive is like, I don't need those. This is just a rumor. And Mrs. Griffith is like, oh no, you need these. She's not even listening.
No, yeah, she's not even listening. I feel like if she actually would have listened, Olive probably would have taken the time to actually like vent and get out like the truth.
She was trying to.
Miss Griffith don't want to hear that all day. She's like, here's some condoms. Make sure you're protected. We don't want you to get pregnant. Bye-bye.
I think Mrs. Griffith made it probably worse.
Probably so.
I feel like if she would have listened, maybe Olive would have been like, okay, let me chill out. Let me stop doing this.
Right.
But it made her like, I don't know. Fuck you, Mrs. Griffith. And the nerve of Mrs. Griffith.
The nerve
of that whore.
Right. Meanwhile, she the whore. She the real whore.
So after this meeting, Olive walks outside and she runs into Marianne. And she's talking with her boyfriend, Micah, who's like 20-something. And she's consoling Micah before he goes in to meet Mrs. Griffith. And Olive starts to like make fun of her. And she was like, why is your 20-year-old boyfriend crying? Blah, blah, blah.
And Marianne is like, oh my God, Olive, you insensitive slut. He and his parents are going through a really rough time right now. So the boy's parents, what is his name?
Talk about getting a divorce.
His parents are getting a divorce. Which, okay, I guess. Whatever.
But they go to our church. People are going to talk.
Yeah, you know how these Christian nationalists are. So the fact that the parents are considering getting a divorce is a huge deal in this community of hers.
Right. This community.
And Olive, being the empath that she is, she, offers, some consolement to Marianne. And she's like, oh, I'm kind of like sorry to hear that. And Marianne basically like cries on Olive's shoulders. And she's like, oh my goodness, have I gotten through to you? And Olive is like, sure. And she's like, oh my goodness, we could totally be best friends now. And for the rest of the day, they do exactly that. They become best friends. All because Olive, being the empath that she is, showed some compassion for Marianne's situation. And Marianne is like, oh my goodness, I'm so amazing. I fixed your whoreness.
Right. So, like, throughout the rest of the scene, we see Marianne running up to Olive and giving her hugs. They share insider jokes with each other.
Yeah, in pottery, they're laughing together. In wood shop, they're making carvings together. They were really, BFFs for a solid 24 hours.
Until something
Until...
Uh-oh, chlamydia.
Meanwhile...
Goddamn chlamydia.
Marianne's boyfriend, what is his name?
Micah.
I like that name, Micah. Marianne's boyfriend, Micah. He spontaneously has to go to the hospital.
Oh no, what's going on?
He goes to the hospital. They run some tests. He's there with his
stone.
Mommy. He's got some issues going on. They run a few tests. The doctor comes back and lets him know that he has chlamydia.
Chlamydia?
And the mom's like, how does he have chlamydia? No. He's a fucking virgin. And she turns to her son and she said, who the fuck have you been whoring around with? And she hits him. She's like, tell me. And he screams out, Olive Penderghast. Now we know Olive's a virgin. Olive ain't give that boy chlamydia because Olive ain't never had sex with him. Because
she don't even know who the boy is.
Ain't even have sex with nobody. Mm-hmm. So he's lying. He took the easiest way out. He named the first quote-unquote slut that came to mind, and that was Olive. It was the easy fix.
But why would he lie, Jade? Why
would he lie? So, as he's leaving the doctor's office, he calls the person who actually did give him chlamydia.
Who that?
We don't know who it is. It's not quite yet revealed, but he's on the phone, and he says, I have chlamydia, and I told my mom that I got it from Olive Penderghast, and I know I didn't get it from her, but of course I couldn't say you, but I still love you, and I want us to be together, and I don't care who finds out or who knows. I love you, and it's going to take the military, the presidents of America, and the Great Lakes to stop us from being together. LOL. And then we see who's on the other end of that phone. And it's no other than Mrs. Griffith, who's married, and a teacher.
Gossip.
And he's a student.
Luckily, he's of age. She got lucky with
that.
Because he's dumb and got held back a couple times.
Luckily for her, Mike is an idiot and has been a senior for like 3 years in a row. So he's at least 20.
So after Micah told his mom called Marianne's mom, and Marianne's mom called Marianne and told her that Olive gave your boyfriend chlamydia. So Marianne hunts down Olive, finds her in the gym room locker room, and smacks her across her face. Olive is so confused because she was going in for a hug, and then Marianne went in for a slap, and she was like, what has happened in the last 30 minutes? We were
just
best friends. So at this point, because Marianne works in like the guidance counselor's office, so she goes in that room and she finds Mrs. Griffith and she's like, hey, have you seen Miriam? She just smacked me across my face. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. And then Mrs. Griffin is like,
she confesses.
She basically confesses. She's like, she basically told her, like,
she's I've been sleeping with him. She's mad at you because she thinks that you slept with Micah and gave him chlamydia, but you didn't give him chlamydia. I gave him chlamydia. Yeah. I've been sleeping with him. I've been sleeping with this student. I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible wife. I'm gonna lose my job. I'm gonna lose my husband. But it's fine. It's fine. I'll call Marianne and let her know that you are the one. That I'm the one who gave Michael chlamydia and I've been sleeping with him. I'll just lose my job. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It is. Okay. Consequences.
Olive being the empath that she is. So her kindness is going to be to her detriment.
It's going to be the detriment. Like, literally, I honestly didn't even think about it until you said it, but I was like, every time someone gives a little sob story, she's like,
I didn't think about it.
I'll fix your life.
I didn't think about it until, as I'm talking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, empathy, again.
Every time someone gives this, because honestly, she should have told Brandon to fuck off. Brandon, chill. Like, no.
Right.
We can be friends, and that's the best we could do. Let's confide in each other and let's survive high school, because it's not great for anybody.
Right. Let's just hang out together.
Yeah. She shouldn't have helped none of the boys, because I forgot to mention that she's been helping a whole bunch of random nerds. We missed that part, but
oh yeah. So throughout this entire film, now she's kind of started her own business.
Right.
She's making money. Now all of these different nerds, all these different losers, burnouts, rejects, outcasts are coming to Olive, offering her compensation, whether it be money, gift cards, coupons, etc.
Coupons.
And in exchange, they are allowed to tell people that they hooked up with her.
Right.
So they can boost their cool points.
Which is why it was so easy for Micah to spread this rumor that
that's why it was so easy for Micah to come up with this, because everyone already thinks she's sleeping around.
She hopes.
So back to Mrs. Griffith. She's doing all this hooping and hollering, all this whining, and Olive being the empath that she is, and she's like, I could have chlamydia. I am the school slut. I'm sleeping with everybody. It's so easy for me to, have gotten chlamydia from someone and given it to Micah. And then Miss Griffith is like, oh, no, you can't do that. And she's like, no, it's fine. I'll cover up for you.
And she lets her do it.
And she lets her do it. This grown-ass woman.
Right.
Lets this,
and also she does it
16-year-old girl.
And she also does it for Mr. Griffin, because she really likes him, and she doesn't want his life to implode,
Yeah, she doesn't
There's
want
layers
his marriage
to
fall apart. So she tells Mrs. Griffith, she's like, tell Micah that he owes me, because he a client just like everybody else now. He got to give her some money.
Oh, right.
He owes me. So I need something in my locker, some sort of money.
I need real money.
And,
actually.
I'll take the blame for this.
Yes. So at this point, the church group ran by Marianne is on full force. They are on full. Olive has to get out of this school. They're on a
crusade.
They have posters. As she's leaving school, they have posters outside by the school buses saying, like, Olive, go home. And you know who's part of this group now?
Rianne.
Bestie Rianne.
Her former BFF is now a part of this alt-right Christian crusade.
It's crazy.
To get her out of the school.
Why is the principal allowing this to happen?
Exactly. The principal don't have to deal with her. He don't have to deal with Marianne.
Right. Rianne, I know we're not friends, but damn, bitch. What I did to you like that?
It's like that?
You're trying to put me in a terrible mental state. She calls her a whore or something like that. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Number 3, shout out to Todd, who pulls up and is like, screw them. And she's like,
yeah. Todd comes out of nowhere like a knight in shining armor, and he's like, hey, Olive, don't worry about all these people. Screw them. And Olive, I think now she's starting to get a little down on herself.
Yeah.
Because this is a lot. And she says to herself, she says to Todd, I already did, apparently. Because, rumors going around that she screwed the whole school.
Yeah.
And she walks off in sorrow.
One of the next scenes that we see is like it's like movie night with her family. They're watching some movie, but she mentions her family like, hey, if you hear any chlamydia rumors about me, just know that they're fake. This is when they should have been like, they asked like, should we be worried? And she's like, no, blah, blah, blah. But y'all should be worried.
Yeah.
I know you guys are cool and hip, but please step up to the plate.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on? You guys need to pry a little bit. It's a little prying in this moment because there's a chlamydia rumor. It's too much. So yes, at this point, Olive is down on her luck. She's a total outcast. We see her at lunch. She's sitting. She has a whole table to herself. And just when she like mentions in her like her webcam that she's never actually even been on a real date. And then comes
Anson.
What is up with these names in this movie?
Girl,
it's the craziest names. What happened to Bill, Bob, Mary Jane, Connor,
Steve, Jack, Daniel,
Asan? What the fuck?
Anson? I think it's Anson.
So we've seen Anson throughout the movie. He's here and there. He happens to be one of Rihanna's crushes. Rihanna's crushes. But Anson goes up to Olive and he's like, hey, you want to go on a date with me tonight? And Olive is like, come again? He's like, do you want to go on a date with me tonight? And she's like, yeah, I would love to. This is great. Someone's talking to me. I was just going to go home and jump off a freaking cliff. But yeah, this is a better option. There's no hidden motive.
He seems genuine in his actions.
There's no hidden motive here.
There we go. There's no hidden motive. He seems like he actually really wants to go on a date with her. And she sees that and she's excited about that.
Tight.
So that night, they go on their date. They go to like their version of like a Red Lobster.
Which is awesome, sir.
Right.
That is a great first date, especially in high school. Guess who fucking works there at that Red Lobster?
Todd.
I love how his character is just like everywhere. He's not like a main character, but every couple scene, Todd.
He's just like everywhere, all
he's in the background.
So they're on their date. It's kind of awkward. It's kind of stiff. They don't really appear to have anything in common. Then Olive starts going on this like rant about random things. And then Anson is kind of like, okay, yeah, sure. And so while she's on the date with him, she notices that Todd's there. But she also notices that Rianne is there.
Oh, no.
On the other side of the restaurant with her parents. She notices Rianne. She turns to Anson. She's like, holy fucking shit. Rianne is here. We have to go. He's like, why? And she's like, she's only had a crush on you since like the 2nd grade. Anson is like, but we don't have anything in like common. I'm not interested in Rianne. Like, we're not friends. Like, we don't have anything in common. And then Olive is like, and me and you do? Right. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, what? And he's like, we both hate Marianne Bryant. And she's like, if that would, validates us as, compatible, like we have a big issue. Everyone hates her.
Right.
And then some kind of way he makes a snide comment about her sleeping with everyone.
Right.
Because he says, she's like, if that's the case, like,
I'll go on a date with everybody. I'll date everyone or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, he said, if that was the case, then I would have dated everyone in the school. If I just date everyone who hates Marianne Bryant, I would have dated everyone in the school. And he goes, well, haven't you? And she says, like, no. I haven't.
That was her first.
That was the first red flag. So then they get up from the table. She's like, we gotta go. She exits the restaurant. Rianne still sees her. She's like, fuck. God damn it. They lock eyes.
Rianne's like, what the fuck?
Right.
I mean, it's a small... I mean, you're trying to get me kicked out of school.
I mean,
you're trying to bully me out of school.
I don't owe you any fucking courtesy. You were literally had a fucking white picket sign outside of the fucking school campus claiming that I should be expelled. Fuck you, bitch.
No, it's actually really nice of Olive to even care at that point.
Right. I'd have been like, I'd have been like, oh, Rianne's here. We gotta make sure she sees us.
Oh, like, we need a happy birthday song now, too, because she gonna notice this.
Yeah, she gonna know we up in here. Mm-hmm. So, anywho, they make their way to their parking lot. The parking lot. Olive apologizes. She's like, I'm so sorry about that. Like, I know that was like a lot. And he's like, no, it's totally fine. He tries to make out with her. And she's like,
tax her.
Okay.
Like, whoa.
And then he's like, how much does like a $200 gift card get me? And she's like, back up off me. That's not how it works. And he's like, what do you mean it's not how it works? She's like, I'm not having sex with people for money.
Yes, I'm not really doing that.
And then he tries to kiss her, and he's like, "Oh, it's okay." Like,
no, he puts his lips on her mouth multiple times after she's like, "No."
Right. So basically, she's trying to, articulate to him, I'm not actually having sex with people for money. That's like a rumor. It's not true. And he's like, oh, it's okay. Like, I still want to pay you for sex. And she's like, no. And he keeps on trying to attack her, and she's like, get off of me. He literally attempts like 3 times to like grope her, and she's like, no, you asshole. And she walks away, and he's like, this isn't what I paid for. And then she throws a gift card at him. She's like, you didn't fucking pay me.
Period.
And then she walks off.
He fucking needs her. But you know what? When there's a Will, there's a Todd. And Todd, luckily, just got off of work. I guess he must have like heard some commotion. He sees Olive standing in the parking lot. She's clearly upset. And he's like, hey, do you need a ride? And she's like, yeah. And he was like, are you fine? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. He was like, you're crying. She was like, no, I just got a twig in my eye or something like that. So he takes her home. My favorite part is in the car. She is bawling, crying. She's not even pretending to try to keep it together. She is fully crying. And he's like, what's going on? She was like, it's nothing. He's just an asshole. And I'm sick of all these rumors about me, and everyone thinks I'm a slut, and I'm starting to believe that I actually am a slut.
Even though she's not.
And Todd tells her that, I never believed the rumor. I know you're not a slut. I don't believe the rumors. And she's like, why don't you believe the rumors? And he reminds her, back in the 8th grade when we got sent to the room for spin the bottle, you agreed to lie and tell everyone we kissed, even though we didn't kiss. And I know that Olive, for whatever reason, is just so helpful to random people. For whatever reason.
I'm fucking weak.
And you're a good person. So they make it home. When they get home.
Wait.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So he brings up that time about how they almost kissed, and he's like, that's the Olive I know, that's the Olive I've always known, and that's the Olive I like know who you to be. And she's like, oh my God, thank you, Todd. And he's basically like, I honestly wish we actually had kissed and that you would have been my first kiss. And Olive asks, well, who was?
Who was that?
And he tells her his first kiss. And he said it so nonchalant, like, bitch, you don't know? Like, it was Rianne.
Rianne. Huh?
And Olive is fucking pissed. Olive fucking darted out of that fucking restaurant with that boy to try and spare Rianne's feelings. And then here this bitch went making out with her man.
And she didn't tell me.
Olive
years ago this happened.
Olive is pissed. She's like, I cannot believe that. She knew how I felt about you. And then Todd goes, oh, wait, how do you feel about me? And then Olive's like, I said felt. And he's like, oh, I could have sworn you said feel. She's like, no. I said felt.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, oh, are you sure you didn't say feel? And she's like, no, I didn't say that.
He's like, I could have heard you said feel. She's like,
no, I said felt. Are you sure? Yeah, I said felt.
Yeah.
So they pull up at the house. He drops her off. They have like, a prolonged conversation. They kind of expand on the conversation that they previously had. And he asks to kiss her, and she tells him no.
No, my favorite part is like, if I promise you I won't tell anybody, can I kiss you? Because the whole thing is like, every time,
someone, there's a rumor about her, and she's like, no. And he's like sad, and she's like, it's not because I don't want to. She's like, I just don't want it to be like this.
Right.
After I've been crying, and some guy tried to grope me in a parking lot. She's like, this is not how I want our first kiss to go.
I want it to be perfect, she says. And instead they hug. To me, at this point, they're boyfriend and girlfriend.
I mean, yeah, like y'all are like in love with each other. What the fuck y'all doing? Because y'all go together.
Y'all go together. Because she said something along the lines of like, when we like, I don't want to bring you into this mess right now. Like whenever we start this, like I want it to be perfect. And he was like, I don't mind being in your mess. And I was just like, God damn, Todd, he
is so into her. And he does not care.
That whole scene, I was like, oh my God.
He is so ahead of his time. Like
the other Tucker wins again, man.
The other fucking Tucker.
10 out of 10.
Fucking Tucker.
Every movie. Which is crazy that he's you, because he needs to do another love movie, because I need his kind of love again.
No, seriously. And then, okay, as she gets out of the car and she walks to the house, I thought this was interesting. I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird. She turns to him and she asks him, she's like, when all of a sudden did you become into me?
Right.
And he's like, I don't know. But he's like, I'm not going to sit here and psychoanalyze it like I know you are. And she's like, okay, bye.
Right.
Like, when did he become into her? And why he don't know? When?
Maybe it's just like he's seeing her having a hard time and he's just like trying to be like extra nice.
I feel like I honestly feel like if this hadn't happened, like he wouldn't be into her. I feel like he's into her because of the fact of this shit that she's doing. I think this makes him into her.
Maybe he just forgot about her. She's like, oh yeah, Olive, and he's been hearing all this rumors. He's like, no, that not my Olive. Would never do such a thing. I don't know. That is true. Because they could have been dating. There's no reason.
Yeah, y'all could have been just this.
Because it seemed like they were always like casual friends and banter.
But
so after this, Olive is like, okay, I'm done with this whole rumor shit and the sex thing. I need the truth to come out. So she decides to talk to everybody who started a rumor, and she's like, hey, can you admit the truth? But no one is willing to tell the truth. And because they have newfound, reputations, and they get girls now. Like the first person she asks is like the first person, the little chubby guy from earlier. Mm-hmm. And he's like, absolutely not.
He's like, no, I already paid you. He's like, I've gotten 3 hand jobs since that rumor came out.
No, yeah,
like I can't just go back and say that it wasn't true. I know. I think that's ridiculous for her to even think that these men, these high school boys would be willing to tell the truth and be like, no, I actually never hooked up with her. I paid her to start these rumors. No, are you stupid?
Why would be the honorable thing to do? But fine.
So she at least thought that, okay, if none of these guys are gonna do it, I know at least Brandon will.
Yes.
So she sets out with the intention to reach out to Brandon and ask him to reveal the fact that they never slept together and that, it was just their whole plan. And she ends up running into our good sis from Lizzie McGuire, Miranda. I don't know what her name is in this movie, but she's going to be Miranda today. She runs into Miranda from Lizzie McGuire. Miranda drops the ball on her. Oh my God, did you hear that Brandon totally ran away? He found this big black guy and ran off with him, and he's like totally gay. And then Olive's like, no way, gay.
Oh, did not hear that. He did not share that with me.
So great. She will not be able to use him.
Yes,
because he's gone.
Right. Another person that she could have asked was Micah, but he was forced to move to Florida to fix his chlamydia or get back on the right path. Yes. And then the last but not least is Mrs. Griffin. She's an adult. She's an adult woman. She's a guidance counselor. She will tell the truth because that's the right thing to do.
She's a fucking adult and she needs to.
Yeah. So when she asks Mrs. Griffin, Emilia, no. Hell no. Absolutely not.
You're just a little slut and I'm a real teacher, so who's going to believe you over me?
Yes. So when Olive is like, okay, I'm just going to tell the truth, she was just like, no one's going to believe you. You have who's the guidance counselor or the high school slut? So rude. Like, Jesus, lady.
It's just going to be your word versus mine. And I was like, you can't be fucking serious right now.
She said, fuck that.
And you know what Olive does? Out of a moment of rage, out of, a moment of, despair and just, she's like, fuck, this is ridiculous. So she runs to Mr. Griffith. And she said, this bitch not about to get up over on me. So she runs to Mr. Griffith. And she says, your wife had sex with a student and she gave him chlamydia and now she's going around telling people that I gave him chlamydia and she's trying to blame it on me and I did not give the student chlamydia. She's having an affair with a fucking student.
Instant regret. She has.
And Mr. Griffith's like, what? She's like, oh, never mind. I was never here. I never said anything. And she runs out of the door.
I mean, you can't blame her for telling him. You think she shouldn't have said anything? Oh, really?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Well, it's just like...
I would have gone to the principal first. I wouldn't have gone to her husband or something.
Well, I guess she didn't... I mean, for everyone's sake, it's probably best that she went to him because if he went to the principal, this is going to really be a big... It's going to be a really big issue.
I mean, it's going to the principal regardless.
Oh, yeah, it's going to go to the principal regardless, but, it's a little filter. It might not make it all the way, but... I know she said she feels bad in the webcam. She was like, out of everything I did, this was the one thing I feel terrible about.
Yeah. She's like, that's the one thing I wish I hadn't done.
She was like, I broke up a marriage. I'm like, not you, but I get what
she broke up her own damn marriage.
Right. So yeah, in the next scene we see Mr. Griffith like walking the school campus, and you can tell like he's having a out of body experience, and he's like, "Oh, I guess my marriage is over."
Right.
So yes, at this point, Olive is stuck. No one's willing to tell the truth. She doesn't know what to do. And she finally confides in her mom. And she tells her mom everything about how everyone's gone, how she got herself in this situation. And her mom basically tells her that she used to be a slut when she was younger. Not really sure why she starts telling her that. But they talk about her mom's sexual history and how she used to be a slut. And look at her now. She's doing great.
Right. It's okay.
And,
that's high school.
Yeah.
This is high school. You always get a label, and most of the time it's going to be a label that you don't want. But it's okay. You're going to come out on the end of it a better person.
You're gonna
motherly advice she gives her.
And yeah, so at this point, I guess Olive's got a newfound confidence, and she comes up with this plan. So her plan, I guess she didn't really tell us, but the next scene we see at a pep rally, Todd comes out in like a, Todd the woodchuck. What?
Todd is the school mascot.
Yes, Todd is the school mascot.
So he comes out in the school mascot, which is a woodchuck. A woodchuck. Go woodchucks. It's a woodchuck.
Yeah. Is that yeah. So anyway, she comes out pushing this thing. Inside of it is...
It's like a barrel of wood.
Yeah. Inside of it is Olive. And she starts singing, thunder, lightning. Not what the fuck is she saying? Knock on wood.
You better knock on wood.
She's wearing lingerie.
Knock on wood.
She's dancing sexy. Everyone's appalled. She rips off Todd's woodchuck costume and reveals his old Blue Devil outfit where he was shirtless. And I was just like, yeah, that's what he needs to be.
And so the reason why Olive is doing all of this, she has a plan. So she has to get everyone's attention. She's got to get all the student body, all the teachers. She's got to get everybody's attention in some sort of way. So they will log onto her webcam at 6 p.m. to hear her tell the truth about her story. That she actually is not sleeping around. She's in fact a virgin. She hasn't been sleeping with men for money. It's all been a lie. And that Mrs. Griffith is a liar.
Yeah. But she tells everyone that she's going to have sex with Todd on the webcam. So that's how she gets people.
Yeah. So she lies to them at the pep rally. She does this whole performance. She comes out in the wheelbarrow. She has a boa on. She sings this song. She does this performance. Marianne and Rianne are in the audience. They're appalled.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And she gets on the microphone and she says, if you liked what you saw here today, log on to www.freeolive.com at 6 p.m. to see me do one.
No.
You won't want to miss it.
See me do one? No, she said.
Yeah, that's what she says.
She says, I know it's during the basketball game.
Pep rally, but don't you want to watch me do one?
Well, that is the pep rally. The basketball game is at 6 p.m. She's like, do you want to watch the Chipmunks win, or do you want me to watch me do one?
Okay, what is that? How is that different from
you
what
said?
I said?
You just said do one. Do you want to watch me do one?
Yeah, do one. Whatever the... Her say... Okay. Whatever. Fine. Moving on. So then the principal comes out, and he's like, what the fuck do you think you're doing, young lady?
So where have you been this whole time?
Me. Yeah, where have you been this? I literally
did a 2-minute performance.
I did a whole fucking performance, and now you want to grab me? No, you should have did that at the beginning. And I was like, unhand me.
This would make a great essay to get her into like Harvard or something, like Yale.
Maybe.
Like this is like a great experiment. Like she should write a book on this. Honestly,
I mean, yeah, this would make for like a great like
research paper.
Something.
Yeah. So yes,
I'm sure it'll go viral on the tube. The principal's like, what are you doing? And she's like, before you try to expel me or anything, I definitely think you want to connect with Mrs. Griffith, because that'll definitely exonerate me in all of this. Oh, wow. Gotta go. I got a webcam at 6 p.m. and a hot date with a guy I really like.
I wonder if,
I eat Todd.
I wonder if Mrs. Griffin's gonna get fired or not.
Of course she's gonna get fired.
You think?
She's
not tell the truth?
A student.
No. He's of age.
Right. Just I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah.
So Olive goes home. She logs into her webcam at 6 p.m. The story we just told all of you, she tells her viewers. Yes.
So now we're live.
She's been narrating this whole film this whole time. She pulls it all together. Hey, all of this was, in the sake of high school and trying to help people out. Now y'all know the truth. Y'all know that I'm a virgin. You know that I've never really had sex with anybody. This just became a big thing, bigger than what it should have. I want to apologize to Mr. Griffith. And, got a blast.
So outside, Todd has arrived on a lawnmower and he's playing music. Like one of those movies.
Just like John Cusack in... What the fuck is that name of that movie?
Can't Buy My Love?
No. That's the lawnmower. That word so hard. That was really a struggle for me. That is the lawnmower reference. The lawnmower is from Can't Buy My Love.
Oh, the boombox.
The boombox is from Say Anything.
Say Anything.
That's what it is.
We're mixing things. So yeah, Todd's out there and he's giving her what's his name?
John Cusack?
John Hughes. He's giving her the John Hughes love story that she wants,
Yeah.
But yeah, she signs off. One of the things, so everyone's watching the webcam, even her parents are like, oh, she's doing great.
Even Mr. Griffith.
His wife walks by and she's like, what you watching or something? She says something. He's like,
he doesn't respond to her.
He says, hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. Get the fuck out of my face. So you know they're done. And
she already knows off bad. He not answering. She already know why, and she walks off.
Right. And she texts. Olive texts Rianne, and apologizes her for lying about everything. And Rianne seems at peace. So I'm assuming they're going to be friends again.
I hope not.
She goes us, huh?
I hope not.
Yeah. I can live with it or without it. But she goes outside. She meets Todd. Before she leaves, she tells them that she might have sex with Todd tomorrow.
On their wedding day, 6 months from now. She doesn't know.
Girl,
but it's none of their damn business.
Amen. And her and Todd ride off in that lawnmower like a true rom-com. And I would like to say that they get married because they get married in my head.
They definitely stand the test of time.
They stand the test of time. I love them.
He's the best out of all of the men.
Yeah.
Written in probably any and all of the teenage, coming of age, romantic comedies. He is the best male character ever written.
Yes.
They don't make him like him. He's so fictional.
Yes.
He don't exist out in this real world. I can tell you that right now.
Even the John Hughes lover boys aren't that good. They're like kind of dicks.
John Hughes, they fucking suck. John fucking Bender is abusive, verbally and physically.
16 Candles guy.
16 Candles. He's not bad. Okay, yeah. 16 Candles. No, he's good.
He let
drunk girlfriend. He let his girlfriend get raped. So no, he's actually not.
Pretty in
you're
Pink,
right.
He was a rich asshole.
Sucks. Pretty in Pink, he was a fucking elitist.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's probably the best.
He was the best.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off isn't really, in my opinion, about
a love story.
It's not a love story
because they were already in love when they met.
Yeah, he already got him girlfriend.
Yeah, so he is the best version of any John Hughes love connection that we've seen.
Even though this isn't John Hughes, but
right. But
he inspired.
I like how she wanted a John Hughes version, but she got the best.
She got a better version.
Yeah. So what do you think about Easy A? 10 out of 10.
Oh my God, you were barking up my ass to do this movie.
I just always like the movie.
I was like, if she suggests this movie one more fucking time, I was like, fine, let me just fucking do it and say yes. Because, I didn't want to do this movie because I didn't think it was old enough. I really didn't want to do a 2010 movie. I was like, we should really only be sticking to 2005 and before, but whatever.
We make our own rules.
And then I was like, I don't really know if I really like the movie that much. But then I watched it. I was like, oh no, this movie's really good. But what I don't like about the movie is I do think it has too much going on. Between Marianne.
Oh.
I think it was. I think Brandon was too much. Like we introduced to Brandon, but then we never see him again.
Oh yeah, Brandon's off with his.
I was like, there's a lot going on in this movie that I don't like, but I do like the movie.
That's your
mainly for Todd.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I think it was great.
It is a good movie.
I don't think it was too much of things going on, but I kind of get what you're saying.
First, you know, she just sleeps with Brandon. Well, no, first that was George. You know, that was one thing.
Yes.
Okay, and then she's sleeping around. Then we added Brandon to the equation. Okay, cool.
That's where things good.
Now we're adding, now I'm getting paid to sleep with people. I was just like, there's just too many layers here. Too many. Then now we got the chlamydia situation. I'm just like, oh my God, these are too many goddamn layers.
That's how rumors are, you know, just rumors on top of rumors, layers on top of layers, bullshit.
I want at least 2 layers reduced.
I feel you.
But all in all, a good movie. I did like it.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. It was funny. I'm gonna go watch it again so I can watch Amanda Bynes.
I know. I probably will watch it again. I was like, oh wait, this movie actually is really good. I do like it.
It's hilarious. And I just can't believe, you know, so many people. A lot of these went off to be great. Emma Stone, amazing.
Yeah.
Penn Badgley, amazing.
And
everyone else is, you know, good on their own.
But you know,
huh?
I said Amanda Bynes, our fallen star, but it's okay.
I know, but you know, she's healthy and alive.
She's alive.
And all she's been through.
Right.
Keep it up.
God bless her.
God bless her.
God bless her.
We will never forget the things you provided to us. You made us.
Don't forget, today. You know, this is a house that Lindsay built, but we were spending the weekends with Amanda Bynes. We was at Lindsay's house Monday through Friday, but on the weekends, we was kicking it with Amanda.
We had to call my girl up for a little laughs.
But don't forget to like, rate, subscribe, follow, comment, even if it's a bad comment. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, follow us at Please Don't Spoil the Movie. Or Please Don't Spoil.
Follow our Patreon.
You'll find us.
Just kidding, we don't have a Patreon.
And follow us find our individual TikToks as well.
Oh, yeah, find our individual accounts too. We're individuals too.
Yeah.
All right, hope you have fun here.
Yeah. See you later, motherfuckers.
Bye.
Bye.